Metal Babe Mayhem is more than just an online store. It's a destination. Shine a light on me when I'm scared of the dark. MetalBabeMayhem.com carries over 150 rock and roll products, including clothing, jewelry, and accessories. Good, enough for greed.
All right, everybody, welcome to Hangin' with the Dreamer, featuring your old buddy, the Dreamer. And as I shared before, I am blessed and I am honored and I am privileged to have my guest, Sonia Kazarova. Thank you so very much, Sonia, for coming back to my imperfect world. Thank you very, very much for your kindness. You have been down an amazing road.
SoniaCountry.com. You can find us there. It's easier.
There you go. It was phenomenal. I understand stepping into the unknown. I understand trying to figure out how you're going to do something, but you know that you need to do it. Led only by your passion, your love, and your faith. On your website, that you talk about you're illuminating others through music. You know what? That is beautiful. Mm-hmm. That is beautiful because that's exactly, as a music lover like me, that's exactly what I want to hear an artist say. Because music is brightness, music is power, music is magic, music is reality. Sonia, what are you doing now?
Everything's happening at once because I was shocked like last month to discover that I got nominated for 7 ISSA awards, which is the International Singer-Songwriters Association, which is I had called a bunch of friends. I was like, what is this like real? Is this a real thing? And they're like, no, this is really good. This is a big deal. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have to run around and, tell everybody about it. And the last part, people get to vote. And so like for the next 6 days, I guess, is still voting for anybody who wants to once a day. Maybe the Dreamer will give you the link if you feel like sitting there going, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Music Video of the Year, Singer-Songwriter. Like you have to scroll through and carefully click. But it's been like things like this keep happening because truly faith. It's like God gives us the music, right? God gives us I can't take credit. The stuff's coming out so fast, I don't know what to do with myself. So it's just like, you got to go with it. And if you have this vision, they say God only gives you 3 answers, right? Not right now, yes, or I have something else for you. And I keep running into that. I've gotten a lot of yes. You want to do this? Yes. Yes. You want to make a new album? I reached out to a producer I really, really wanted to work with. He said yes. He's like, let me find the time. So if we're still on that precipice, so you're with us in prayer, with us in listening to the little voice or to the big voice that tells you which direction to go. You got to go deep and then like just listen and pray on it. And then, oh my gosh, things are happening. I'm so excited. You have to see us live. It is a crime that you haven't seen us live. Where are we going to come and play for you live? Where is like your favorite festival? And I will just put it to God and be like, you know what? Please put us in where he's going to see us.
The Route 66 Clubhouse in the city of Glendora.
We'll be doing a lot of live shows. This is our next thing, is we're going to have a residency when we're here, because obviously I got to go to Nashville and make a new album at the end of August. We're going to drop this album in its entirety at the end of August. Like everything's going to happen. Like I'm going to drop the new album, do a big album release party, then get into the studio with my wonderful producers and incredible musicians. And we're going to create the next story, which I don't know if I'm even allowed to release or talk about it yet, but it's going to be great. You'll know some of these characters, and it's going to be like very cinematic this next bit, and more rock and roll, more like country with that edge, because people have been really enjoying that since we put out Crying's What It Takes, and even Gun Shy, and they like, if you could help me spread my wings and make this choice together, they get into that. So I'm leaning into that sort of passionate expression that's leading us in this country rock, country alt country, outlaw country direction. It should be really a lot of fun. It's definitely a country story. This next one, it takes place in my home state, and it's pretty much all true. And some of it's creative license on my part, but it's true stories from Colorado that'll blow your socks off. Poof, you'll have no socks. Then you'll be like me performing with no shoes sometimes. I'm always like, I like to do that because you can kind of feel where you're going. Though I love to wear my cowboy boots, but I will play barefoot a lot because I can feel the vibrations through the ground, and I like to hop up and down a lot. Whenever I'm performing, I'm hopping up and down.
It is, at least to me anyway, and because it's like it's music.
Performing it live with people who are playing with you, like the audience is playing with you, and they give you all kinds of gifts the whole time while you're playing, and you just reflect, radiate, exchange. So great, so much fun. And we're going to be doing some more things in Nashville. So if you guys have any listeners in Nashville, we're coming to Nashville and performing at the Americana Fest, which is a really big deal, and it's going to be exciting. We'll also do the album release party, which we'll sell tickets for and give packages away and lots of swag, and it should be a really beautiful night with yummy drinks and delicious food and gorgeous music and passionate people.
That's perfect. Where's the record? Where's the release party gonna be?
It's gonna be in August, September, possibly September, because it depends, because the Americana Fest is a pretty big deal. So we've been talking about it around here a lot about what the right time to do it would be, so that we don't miss everybody who's gone out on vacation, but we don't go during the time when everybody's there for Americana Fest to see us anyway. So we're trying to, make it so that everybody can join in. We might do 2 record release parties, one here in LA when I come back from all that excitement. So October.
I'm sure that no matter where you do it, it's gonna be really, really great.
It'll be high energy. We'll play some stuff from the new record too. I think we'll start putting that into rotation as soon as we've created it. We're gonna do a whole bunch of new, like, beautiful music videos and storytelling. I'm really excited. I see everything visually first, and then I write it.
What would you say is the key thing, the key element in keeping a person creative and productive?
Well, I mean, obviously, you listen to your higher power, right? But the main thing that I would say is, so that you can listen and be available to it, your aperture has to be open. The openness of your heart and your aperture to receive new information and process and allow it, even if it's outside your comfort zone and parameter. If you're closed and you're like, well, I can't hear that because I don't believe in that, or I can't hear that because that kind of person doesn't make sense to me, or that culture doesn't make sense to me. You open the aperture, just breathe and pay attention and listen. You have so much more that can come in and come out of yourself. There was this really famous musician by the name of Gilberto. Everybody knows his song, like, tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema comes walking in when she passes. Very famous samba, right? That guy was constantly chasing what he called chasing alpha. And the alpha state is the ultimate creative state, right? Some people say that's when you're getting a direct line from the universe, from God, from your muses. So that openness, that it's a crazy fine line. Like, I don't know who needs to do drugs or anything, because I just get in. If I'm in that state of creation, of receiving, I'm just writing, and I'm a lot of times just watching my own hand just going, this is weird. This is happening. Oh my God. It's just the allowing of, let the voice speak into your ear. Trust that you're safe. Your aperture is open for receiving. And then you'll be able to give too. Huge. Because you want to give, baby. Because you got to give. It's just really important. Nothing makes you feel better than giving out. That's why philanthropy is so important. Why we have to help our fellow man, shine light on others that are musical, shine light on our friends and people we don't know and people we don't understand, so that their light can shine. They're here for a reason. It's not an accident that they're here, that you're here. You're here to do this. You've had this drive about this show. You've been wanting to do this show. And here it is. It's a reality. There's lots of wonderful people who are going to continue to work with you. It grows and you make more friends, and then it gets bigger and bigger. And you cannot help but grow if you're giving. And you're always so giving. So that's good.
Thank you. Every morning when I meditate and I give my daily thanks to my Creator, when nobody else would give me a chance and let me be a part of the thing that I love so much, that is so dear to my heart, music. My Creator set it up and let me get involved again. I'm staying on the track I'm on now because
You have to. That's your purpose. When you get on that, it's like when the dentist hits a nerve in the tooth. There's no question. You're on it. You're doing it.
What level would you like to see that? Would you like to grow musically with your new music that's soon to be released?
Well, this album has been a road, and a lot of the albums that are to come also have been roads. But this one, Desperado Debutante, super near and dear to my heart, being that it's the first one that I had the guts to go forward with. I had all this music and I was scared. I spent most of my career being scared, even though I sang big fat opera roles all over the place and was writing this music, and I was too scared. Finally, there just wasn't any more moment. You have to do it. What are you going to do? Just not do it? It's really important. So for me, I think that what this album ended up being really personal. I wanted it to be as personal and sort of revealing, and one would say purposefully embarrassing to me, because I wanted to show who I am. Like, I want to be visible. And so I really would love to see. I know that this album has things in it that can really help people, that can really save them. The crux of the album, Not Too Late to Stand Up, is, that's sort of the turning point in the story. And I know from singing it in venues live and from people responding to me and fans calling me and fans leaving messages and DMing me about what it's done to try to free them. A lot of people have been freed by it, because it does have a very heavy, strong, sort of battered woman, battered spirit, not just for women, but like, especially Not Too Late to Stand Up has like multiple characters that it sings about. There's even a one that's about a drag queen that lives next door to me, which I didn't even tell anybody that, but part of that is about her journey, being accepted by her family and being able to be who she is. There's stuff about me in there, young girl trapped inside, the song's about, you see somebody who's so strong. Like, there are images in this album, people who walk around strong all day. They're amazing. They do great at their work, but at home, they're completely destroyed. They're not who you see. They're not strong. We see that even on our celebrity friends. Like, you see somebody who's killed themselves or something horrible has happened because nobody really knew what they were going through. And it's not too late to stand up. And part of it says, you reach out for your savior, you reach out for your neighbors, and stand up and be counted among whom God should save. That's what it says. So, this album is not like a religious album, but it's sort of religious experience for me to ask for myself to say that I'm worth it, that I'm of value, and what I have to say is important. And there are other people that need that, that are going to need what I said to help them stand up and pull themselves out the door, or stand up and face what they have to face. It's really, I know it's a big, I'm kind of going down the road. I'm like getting emotional, but it's important to me that as many people as possible hear it, and I continue to make music that is impactful, that is encouraging people to be the truest part of themselves, that admits the ugly parts of ourselves. I'm going to write, I have more songs coming that I think are people don't write songs about, because we have two sides to ourselves, the light side and then the dark side, the one we present to the world. And then we have this other side that has the things that we don't want to admit that's part of us. And until you know really the whole thing down to the bone, you're not playing with every possible beautiful dark and light side of yourself. So I'd love to continue to collaborate with artists from all over the world. I have a huge band. My band is 10 people. I have two guys from Uruguay. One of them wrote, did all the beautiful playing in every single note in the movie Coco and Encanto. He's got like 2 Oscars and 2 Grammys. The other guy is an amazing bassist who also writes music for the World Economic Forum and climate change. And there's a woman in there who's Chichuan Yang, who's my fiddler, who's on fire. She's a violinist of epic proportions and also plays the fiddle parts. She is Taiwanese and she's so great. Like, I have a lot of different types, people, and walks represented in my band. I have an amazing drummer, MB Gordy. You know his work from Game of Thrones and other, like Battlestar Galactica. And I mean, I can go on and on. They've all played with like, Shania Twain and Waylon Jennings, and Peter Freiberger played with Jack Mack and the Heart Attack. He's my pedal steel guy. There's a gentleman by the name of Niall Ferguson. You know his work from Japanese films. Like, he's phenomenal. And these people come from different cultures, different age groups, different realities. We all come from a different culture. Even our family has a different culture within itself. Each family, you have a way you're comfortable when you come home because that's your culture. And in the larger sense of things, we have to not just tolerate, but celebrate each other. And as we celebrate together and deal with each other and bump into each other, because we bump into each other, instead of getting all rage filled, maybe just take a breath with that open aperture and say, okay, what's going on with this person? I can't understand their culture if I don't know anything about it. I'm just ignorant. It's my job to try to like open up to that. So through sharing different musical ideas, sharing cultural ideas, sharing our personal values and things like that, we really can come to a less separate society, a less separate culture, people who are more able to hold hands and help one another, rather than, I know it sounds all cheesy, but I really think that this separation that we think is between us is just not true. I think there's so much more together. There's so much more overlap. There's so much more convergence and collective consciousness that we can get to by sharing this music. So as big as it can be, as brave as it can be, and we will do charitable concerts in the future. I know, collaborating with other people. I was inspired by We Are the World when I was a little bitty pea pod. And I see it as, we are this universe. We should be working with all these other musicians from all over the world to be greater than the sum of our parts, to be stronger than we ever could be. And this from a person who literally was, curled up in a dog's bed on the floor. That's the real deal, man. You can, I was so silenced and scared and hopeless, but yet still some pathetic thing or something kept pushing me forward, kept trying, kept trying, laughed at, fell on my face, total failure many, many, many times for years and years. And then finally, I was brave enough to just take these last steps and try to really sing something from my heart and really write something from my heart. And it was terrified. Oh my God, you should have seen me when all those beautiful musicians came to play on my record in Nashville. gonna just choke up. And I thought they were gonna laugh at me for the game. The game is like a really personal song. I don't know if it's like the hit of the record at all, but it's, you know, it's hard, you know. Played the part in honesty, protect my heart where you can't see. You threaten me and call me names, prisoner within the game. Whose life is this I'm living? No taking, no forgiving. Whose tears are these I'm crying? Whose heart inside is dying? Not mine, not mine, not me.